Virg, how are you? Everything's pre-shuffled. I want to do a nice extended for you. I did Libra, so I'm just going to go and do you. I mean, I need to do Gemini and Cancer, but I'm going to mix it around, okay? The lunar reading is up, okay? One of them loaded wrong, or I don't even know. My computer gets like overloaded with my YouTube videos, but anyway. The entire lunar reading is up. It's all separated by sign, 2 parts. I think it's called like Martian full cold moon or something of that nature. And yeah, make sure this is a deep month. I would have expected for something to occur around the 7th or within 2 weeks of the 7th, or you just be feeling very full at this time. Some things popping in your life, okay? Some things that may affect you to where other people can see them, okay? Even in your career or like something big, okay? Who you are, your marriage, like a main basis, okay? Some stuff is popping here, right? And your ruler for this lunar full moon that we had on the 7th, all right? Your ruler is right at the cusp of Sag and Capricorn. Your ruler's actually inside of Capricorn, and Venus is right inside of Sagittarius, all right, along with the vertex for that full moon. So I see that as a very, very important spot for everybody, depending on where it hits in your chart. For you, that would be at the 4th, 5th house cusp. Very important for home, family, foundations, as well as creativity, creative projects, romance, the kind that gives you butterflies that may wind up in an 8th house relationship or a 7th house relationship. And it's like some sort of turning point here, okay, with those things, all right? That's quite big. Some of you could be dealing with somebody else that has some Virgo, Gemini, Libra, or Taurus in their chart, okay, because sometimes these show up as energies. If so, that might be a little bit heavier because the sun is in the 4th house for you, okay, in Sagittarius. So if you are dealing with a Sagittarius, you know, there may be an emphasis there, and there may have been a lot of fights in home or around home, or somebody that you consider a foundation with, all right, because the moon and Mars were opposing Sag on the 7th, okay? And like I said, that's pretty powerful, but whatever hits or whatever strikes you, even if it's not outwardly, may be set for new beginnings or change come the 23rd and the 2 weeks there following, okay? This could play off in your 8th house as well, since Mars rules the 8th house. And as I say that, the 9 of Swords is falling out. It could, you know, anytime we're dealing with Gemini and Virgo energy, anxiety can be higher. You know, we tend to be a little bit of a nervous Nellies. We can stress out about things too long, overthink things of this nature. Mars doesn't love being in Gemini. It's in Gemini for a long time this year, which is very important. I feel like a lot of the planetary transits that have been pretty major this year have been intentionally orchestrated by the universe or whatever, or just, you know, synchronistic in nature, insofar as a preparation for Pluto's move into Aquarius. All right. That said, you know, there's a lot of energy in your 7th house, okay? And now with Neptune moving forward in the 7th house in Pisces, I think that this will be good for relationships, especially if you had a lot of confusion surrounding relationships. Some things could have been bigger than life. You may have had something going on in the legal sphere, or just, you know, things of like a lot. Now, if you're in the creative arts, you could have had a lot of contracts and things of this nature come forward or come through. If you had any problems, those could have seemed bigger, been amplified for one reason or another. I think those things will start to move forward now, with Neptune on a forward path again since the 3rd. It takes a few days to get, you know, moving because it's an outer planet, so it's not as quick. There's still a lot of duties going on in the 6th house, so I feel like a lot of you guys are busy at work, the drudgery of work, the tasks of work, things of this nature. You know, I think that you guys are going to get into a good groove in any kind of service related field. that you're in, or any kind of service work. Once Pluto starts moving through Aquarius, there may be a transformation insofar as that's concerned with you guys. All right. That said, I've already pulled your leaders to save time. I will be referencing charts throughout. Okay. I just wanted to take a look here on the 23rd. By the 23rd, Jupiter will be back in Aries. Okay. Because it was retrograde and went back to like 28, 29 degrees of Pisces. And that is your 8th house. So something very significant with death, taxes, legacy, inheritance, possibly going on this month, or issues related to that. All right. And things of this nature. All right. Or the legacy you want to leave behind for your kids, who you want to be as a person. All of these kinds of things can come up. King of Swords is popping at the bottom. Some of you guys, again, some of you guys may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your vicinity. Or this could be you, especially if you're Sun, Moon, Rising, or Stellium. I see a lot of positive energy around your leaders. Some of your Lenormands for my vertical leaders are harsher. All right, I've got the clouds, the cross, the garden, the whip, and the letter on traditional Lenormand. But I do see some really good energy on the sides, so I'm interested to see what's going on there. On this High Priestess, I'm getting the clouds. You know, I'll call these out as I go before I start interpreting. I have the High Priestess, the Ten of Wands, Temperance, Page of Wands, and the Moon. I do 2 types of extended reads. One, I do a quick look past, present, future, and a spirit aisle. The other one, I do sectors of your life. Okay, so, and I alternate usually. So I am in the sectors of your life on this one. This time around on the extended. So I'm covering career, love, family, and a self aisle. Okay, whether that's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatnot. I just kind of do a check in there. I see a lot of like hella energy. Okay. Some of you, I feel like if you're happy in love, yeah. As I said, if you're happy in love, as I pull the 3 of Swords. What I was going to say is I feel like some of you are celibate right now. If you are in a marriage, you may not be sleeping together or something like this. Maybe we could due to some heartbreak or some problems that are going on. And those, or maybe just being too busy. It's going to differ for all of you, but I'll check into it as we go. I see a lot of memories going on here. Possibly a Pisces, you've had a lot of water here show up. You may have an ex that's a Pisces, or have some Pisces predominant placements in your chart. Okay, or another water sign, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, this lane starting out with Queen of Cups, 3 of Swords, Ace of Wands, Karma, and the 7 of Wands. All right, and the leaders for these make me feel as if, yeah, some of you are celibate. And if you are celibate, it's like, I don't think you know who you want to sleep with. And I don't think you want to go sleep around. Okay, because Queen of Wands is at the bottom. Who's the Queen of Wands? Oh, shit. All right, something here is going on with work that's also very inviting, and it may be something that you learned a long time ago. I see something really, really positive with work, okay? As well as maybe some lack, all right? And there may have been a period of revision about something to do with work, okay? I see you guys either training or having a lot of burdens to bear. There may be some communications coming up in the future or sometime in the month of December that you're gnawing on or thinking of doing, but you don't have the balls to do for some reason or another because of a sketchy situation or something like this, or you may be in receipt of some communications. All right, some of you may be training emotionally, spiritually, mentally. With this clouds popping over here with this High Priestess, I feel like maybe you had a hard time getting your intuition about something here. Or again, a Pisces may be involved. You end that aisle with the Moon. Down here with career, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Cups, the Page of Swords, the 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. So I do feel like there was some trouble here in career. Maybe a possible fear of lack of money in something you were looking towards, or maybe you were just struggling with a lack of money, or maybe you abandoned some prior, maybe you're switching careers or switching corporations, switching jobs, something of this nature here. Could have gone on in the past, or you may be contemplating in the month of December, okay? And I feel as if you did leave a place, there might be something world that was very, that you're freeing yourself in a work scenario here, all right? And you're going to do it quickly, all right? Or you did do it quickly to close out a cycle to do with work, and you may be working on something new or changing the trajectory quite significantly of what you do. All right, and I do see that as positive, okay? And I see you in a really positive space here on a self aisle with the outer cards, as well as what's being laid down. On this self aisle, I have the Page of Pentacles, Justice, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Okay, I do see you moving towards calmer waters, and I do see some sort of communication that you're either stressed about, and I'm going to try, or felt overly emotional about, and maybe had a little bit of confusion in regards to. And I see you coming out of that in the month of December, or maybe somebody's not communicating with you clearly on something. I do see you moving to a place of greater stability and a desire to do that, okay? I do see some sadness here, okay? I'm not sure if that's some past emotional trauma, specifically to do with communications that you had with somebody, or communications that come up in December. And like I said, arguments within, the week before, week after the full moon, especially considering its connection with Mars, may be heightened. Okay, some of you guys could be dealing with issues or thinking about people that have passed, especially since it rules the 8th house. It's also connected Hellenistically to Scorpio when we're dealing with, and to Cancer when we're dealing with the moon. All right, so that's a very lunar, feminine energy that the moon is, but typically, but you can also feel, when it's combined with Mars, you can also feel like very driven towards action or social change that you are passionate about. You can be driven towards passion in general. And, let me just want to look at something real quick. I feel like, in your career, maybe popping, and I see something popping here, okay? And literally you guys may have felt like dipping your toe in something, or there's something that you left here that you're okay with. You may have left something from the past, something you grew up around, or you may be going back to something that you learned in the past, or working in a field that was like passed down to you in some way, or with some gifts that were passed down to you in one way or another. Something of this sort, okay? Some of you may have been involved with family businesses with the Six of Cups here. All right, I see you moving away from that, making a decision to move away from that. Possibly some celebrations in the month of December, or some sort, for some of you, you may be doing something in which you have to perform in one way or another, whether that's on stage or something else. I have the Page of Swords here, which can be indicative that somebody, that your work or performance, which could be in, speaking for a living, in a multitude of things, which I'm not going to speak on until I get further, is watched, okay? Like you have to perform for your work. That could be teaching, you know what I mean? But with the Page of Swords here, I feel like maybe you guys may have an event, or be invited to an event that is pretty good over December due to work, or have one coming up that you're pretty excited about. And I do see you reaching a new level or threshold here with work. Some of you guys may have a project where you get a yes on. That was a really huge project that you get accolades from. You might be finishing some sort of paper turn-in communications project, something of this sort. And I do see you going to calmer waters due to some or moving towards stable waters here. All right, I'm going to go back up to the top. With the clouds here, I do feel like this is clearing up, but I'm going to pull some on this, okay? I feel as if on a family level, you're really like honing your instinct. You're really, I see you very strong here, intuitively, okay, on a family front. And I'm not sure what's going on. I feel like something is definitively going on because of the these clouds and what's popped up here. Now, I do feel like some of you have felt trapped here on a family front in one way or another, okay? But I feel like the limitations of some prison that you were trying to get your mind around how to get out of here, okay? Now, some of you could have felt imprisoned by a Pisces, okay? In one way or another, and had cloudy thinking or something happen here with that, where you were like, how do I tap in to like my best self and into my intuition here on a family level, and I feel like you're going by your instincts to guide you, and I feel like you're trusting your instincts more, and I feel like this will increase with Neptune's move forward, okay? So if you were worried about what to do about certain contracts, especially if you're involved in a family business or some sort of family ties here, I feel like you're start to get direction on things that were previously cloudy, okay? I do feel like some of you have possibly lost a mother figure or lost somebody else with possibly some predominant Taurus or Libra placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Stellium, okay, that you're missing, all right? Or somebody has been a hard thing to bear. Something here has been a hard thing to bear in the family. It could have been a loss of a previous relationship that was pretty strong, all right? Because on this 10 of Wands, I see you dropping baggage, and some of you may be going through like a divorce or something like that, okay? Because this is falling on your family aisle. Now, somebody else you know may be going through a divorce in your family that impacts the family greatly, like your parents or something like this as well. Okay, this can show up like that, all right? But I do see you very connected. I don't know if like the things you've been through in the past have just, I see you in a good spot, in other words. On this, again, I'm popping with the Father of Swords here. I feel like some of you may have been involved with something with the family, Sun, Moon, Rising, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, okay? And I'm showing a lot of patience here and fast movement towards some sort of event, possibly, or contract, okay? So if there's something that you wanted to wrap up, or a divorce or something like this, you may be able to wrap it up and get that done quickly. Some of you may be seeking the advice of an attorney, all right, and to make a new mix, a new alchemy, something of this sort, okay? Some of you, with this Temperance, that's like, you know, divine protection, but I'm just let me look. On this Page of Wands, there may be some fighting or some old codependencies or relationships here, fear around exploring and breaking off, and also either something related to a child or someone that's immature with some fire in their chart, okay? There may have been investments or fights about investments or some sort of training here in one way or another that is going on, some sort of investments that were or were not made in a previous relationship, okay? And I also feel like you guys are investing in training to better yourselves in some way here on a family front, okay? That you are breaking out of prior behaviors or patterns here and going through some sort of realization in regards to those. I do see you guys here a little bit nervous about potentially litigation, okay? Or working on litigation, or highly emotional about those things. I feel like they're going to clear up. I feel like you need to trust your instincts and your heart as to what to do. I don't feel like you know, you want to fight, but something here may have gone awry, either due to third party interference or something like this, and you may have two scenarios going on within the family at once. Hang on one second. On this moon, I have the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Sun in reverse. I feel like, again, there was something that was clouded that you can't see, that you feel like maybe somebody's hiding from you, or maybe they did hide from you, that you feel emotional about, that you're expecting some paperwork or communications on, and you are trying to, you know, see your way through a forest at night or something like this on this. Okay? And the moon may have really given you a lot of intuition about these things. Okay, and this may be related to, again, a fire sign, possibly a Leo, that is either holding on to something or holding on to you, or something to do with money here, okay, or possibly like just not talking or something. It's possible that somebody wanted something at all costs, and you may feel slighted by that and emotional about that. Not to say that you can't get over it, because I see you here in really beautiful energy. I see you in recognition of these things, okay? I'm going to take a look at the chart again in a second. I just want to pull some more on these. Hang on, I just want to move this down. But I am strongly getting some Pisces energy here, some Taurus and or Libra energy here. Okay, I feel like you're dropping baggage from the past, burdens that don't belong to you from family dysfunction, or someone else's dysfunction around you, that, you know, you need to drop. And it's possibly you need to do that because of work, or it's possible that you need to do that for your own health, or for some reason something tied into work here, or litigation could be worrying you. But I feel like you are highly tied into your intuition right now to guide you as to the truth, and I feel like you can trust that truth. Okay, take it as it resonates, because I do see you here in like a kind of a rebirth on the family front with your core family unit, even if you've been through some sort of divorce, breakup, or hardship. Okay, because I am like popping here with solar plexus rebirth, and I have this like abracadabra over here, which is basically a magician card. Okay, very mercurial in nature. I already mentioned Venus, which is so close to Mercury at the outset, and I'm popping here with exactly what I said. Taurus, Libra, it's popping in like the first. Some of you could have a air sign child as well. All right, give me this Queen of Cups here. Some of you may be thinking of somebody that you were in love with in the past, and or watching them, or thinking about a love relationship in which, again, you have a child. Somebody may be very independent now, or something like this, either your child or you seeking independence, or there may be heartbreak surrounding something that's occurred here in your love life. Especially if you are contemplating some sort of breakup or something like this, this could be especially hard, especially when you're contemplating these things around the holidays. That's never an easy time. However, it tends to also be a very stressful time. For some of you, I feel like some of this heartbreak is in the past, and that you're healing from it, or you've moved on from it because it was just a really heavy burden to bear. All right, and there's some sort of recovery period. Now, for some of you, you could have delayed moving on from a relationship that's unhappy, if you're in one, because you were afraid of the heartbreak, or what was going to go on, or family pressures from divorce or something like this. I also see that that's a possibility here. But there's something here where you're remembering what love is, okay? And there is also something here about needing too much or too little of something in love, okay? And that's why I said there may be too much or too little of something in love. That's just not the right mix. It's causing pain. Okay, and just some sort of recognition of that going on with you. Okay, here we go. Ace of Wands and the Empress. Some of you and the Hermit could be involved, again, with somebody that's a Taurus or a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and the Hermit. Okay, there may be some new love and or rekindling of love or somebody new that you deem worthy of trying with. For some of you, you could possibly not be talking to someone or be considering a reconciliation with someone, all right, that's pretty intense, that has some sort of passionate new beginning. Some of you could be hiding your feelings for someone as well, okay? I do see judgment here with karma, all right, and we had the star over here too, so I feel like there's a lot of healing, all right, and I'm getting very strong Pisces, sun, moon, or rising here, that somebody may come in that has some Pisces in their chart and or Cancer, all right, that you may have a lot of happiness with, okay? I have judgment, the high priestess, the moon, and the 10 of cups, okay? That is some really hot sex, okay? Especially considering that it follows, and happiness and like everyday living, especially that it follows this Ace of Wands with what was on the Ace of Wands. That's pretty good shit right there, okay? I'm not gonna get too much into it right here. Okay, this Seven of Wands, again, I see some of you may get an offer that you're not sure whether you should take or not, because you're afraid, or some of you may meet somebody that you want at all costs, okay? Or someone may want you at all costs that you feel like you need to block away from because they're unhealthy in one way or another. What is this Five of Swords? I feel like you guys are making a play pass here that's rather, that kind of saves the day or something like this. Okay, and I feel like some of you are breaking up with somebody with some Leo in their chart or something, or dealing with somebody with some Leo in your chart, and it's possible if you guys are born on the cusp of Leo, Virgo, that this is just playing off for you, both of these instances. I feel like you're going to speak about something being the right timing and to go for something, okay? Now, some of you may get some sort of offer that you feel like you really have to temper yourself with, like that there's an element of danger to it. I see it involving some mature people, but you also may be blocking out somebody else from your past that is either an air sign or a fire sign, or has elements of both in their chart, where it did not work out, and that person may come back around to you right at the same time you're looking at somebody else or something else that's new, and you may reject this person, or this person had some prior breakup involving this. Some of you could block communications with somebody because of something that happens in December as well over your love life, okay? For those of you that are trying to engage in a breakup, you know, there just may be a lot of stress and anxiety and fear, and really having to tame your beast to be fair and to deal with someone who has possibly not been fair to you. I see you here in a position of being, you know, fortunate, as long as you're not the perpetrator of any like unfair actions. And there may be something that you need to admit defeat on that hasn't been handled well, or something like this, okay? Whether that's in your current relationship or in something from the past, okay? Let's see here. I'm going to speak some more on this after I get them all out, Fergity Virg, okay? Now, some of you may be having problems with your in-laws, and need to like have positive boundaries or something like that around your in-laws because of something that happens around family time or something like this as well. It's also a possibility. Hold on. But I do feel like whatever it is, there's been like a dry spell here that you want to come out of, that you either do come out of. Like, I don't want to say you forgot to ride a bike, Virg, but I feel like some of you feel like you forgot to ride a bike. The love bike or the intimacy bike or something, and it may be because, you know, you just closed yourself off. I don't think you forgot to ride the bike. I just feel like you didn't want to ride the bike. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right, what's this Five of Pentacles here? Yeah, I feel like you guys walked away from, sorry. I feel like that's going to move forward or change within this month, okay? Hold on. I am getting here that there may have been somebody that, some of you guys may be doing something that you learned a long time ago or have a natural knack, or like that's a point of ease for you, and it may involve somebody from the past, or you may be getting into business with somebody from your past, and one or both of you may have like something going on in the entertainment industry or something of this sort, okay? And I do see that as prosperous for you, okay? Some of you could be counselors in one way or another, or something you do at work could be healing for you internally, okay? What is this? Okay, I do feel like you know, you're a little bit scared to take some sort of leap here, or you're very passionate about something that's happening at work. Okay, some of you could meet somebody at work that winds up being, I just see you going full force here at something at work, okay? And some of you could meet someone through work as well. If you do meet somebody through work, they may have some Leo or fire in their chart. Okay, and that could be a business partnership, okay? But I see that something you're competing for at work here winds up in a victory. So if you're wondering whether to keep going on something new, keep going. If you're wondering whether you should go after that thing that you really want to try or whatever, and the rest of this reading is resonating for you, like, it looks pretty damn good. Is there competition? Yes. But I also feel like there's something here about you having some sort of knack or something different than the competition, okay? And I see you getting some sort of contract where there was competition that you may have previously been cut off from, that's offered to you at work, and that being some sort of big achievement, okay? Any of you that do anything tactically for work, definitely like tap into your physical being as well, especially, you know, if you do anything like that. There's some sort of mental, spiritual, emotional, physical training here on the work front too. That is pretty significant, as well as like someplace you get, and that may not start until after that new moon, okay? But look for some signs at that new moon. I do feel like if you had any creative blocks, that something you do or something you speak or something you hear like kind of helps release you to calmer waters so that you could engage in your craft without worry or something like this, okay? And I feel like you're not blocked off from making moves. Some of you may need to travel for work, travel for an event for work, and if you do, it looks to be very good, very happy, very joyous, okay? Some of you may be sending stuff off for work that's like over a long distance as well, okay? Or working on something that has a foreign aspect to it, okay? And I see that being very beneficial for you. And if you were thinking of, and it may also be that there's like protections needed for your craft, for your joy at work, and you may be blocking out other things so that you can focus on your craft. Especially anything that was like negative from the past or from your family or from your marriage, something like this, okay? If that was happening, okay? There may be some sort of opportunity that causes a problem in your love life because you receive an opportunity for one way or another that might require some travel or moving or some just like mixing things around. But overall, this work aisle looks especially good. It does look like there's some sort of reward or achievement here that you may have not expected, where you're in some sort of competition that you weren't sure if you would get it or not, but some sort of restrictions or aid or contract or something like this is offered to you that's helpful or beneficial to you. So if something comes along, you know, I would definitely take a look at it and, you know, have it examined, obviously, if it needs to be, but don't ignore opportunities that you know come across your desk, you know, or in your inbox, something of this sort. Okay. Hang on one second here. Let me just move these. I do feel like whatever you're producing right now, either you or somebody else in your career vicinity is blooming or starts to bloom. Okay. And I do feel like there is something that you can work to your benefit here in so way as your career and the way you write or communicate. Okay. Give me this Page of Pentacles here. You look extremely fertile here on the, and I have the Queen of Wands down here. Again, there may be somebody, you may have Sun, Moon, Rising, I don't know what you're in here for, or dealing with somebody that is possibly a cusper, okay? Either a water and fire cusp or something of this sort. But some of you, I just see you like a fire from within with you, okay? There may be a fire sign that brings something to you, but I feel like something that you were studying clears up and like you're ignited this month, okay? And again, I'm getting this strongly with a partnership, and it may be somebody new that comes in or a contract that comes in that really feeds you internally as well because of you worked so hard or something like this for it, okay? There may be a contract involved with this, okay? And possibly, you know, a partnership, okay? Give me this Justice here. This is some beautiful energy. Yeah. Some of you, again, some of you may have had a mother that was or a father that was a Taurus or a Libra that you're missing, or that died, or the relationship was very, very heavy and or dysfunctional in ways that screwed you up internally. For some of you, when you were a child, okay? And I see like some sort of justice coming in for you as to that. I don't know if it's because of inward healing you've done, recognition you've done, something of this sort, okay? But it's here, and it's shown up twice, because now on this Justice I have the Three of Wands, the Empress, and the Page of Pentacles. If any of you were waiting to have a baby or have had a problem conceiving, you may also find out that you're pregnant this month. If you're not looking to conceive and you engage in like some new sexual relationship, obviously be careful, because you look fertile as shit here. I'm just saying, you know. So if, you know, you're not looking to conceive, now some of you may have, you know, not expected children or something like this, but all of a sudden be shoved in a relationship where there is children, but it's actually a good thing or something like this. Others of you may have really been trying to conceive and had problems with it, and then you do. All right. And others of you, like your inward, something about inward struggle having to do with one of your parents is really going through a huge period of growth that's fueling you internally, that then affects this career line and these other lines, including this family line, which is like going through some sort of rebirth that's pretty damn massive and good, in a good way, okay? Give me this Knight of Wands here. But with this Knight of Wands, yeah. I am feeling as if there was some heartbreak over fertility or something in the past here that you moved away from, all right? And if you used to be a player or something like this and it caused heartbreak, I see you like recognizing something that was really, really hurtful or hurt. Now, some of you could have lost somebody suddenly that died, either from something to do with their heart or and it could have been sudden. All right. Now, you know, that you're still recovering from. Okay. Or, hang on a second. I don't want to speak on that too soon. Others of you could have like needed some sort of rest and recovery for your body here. Okay. All right. And it's like, hang on. I don't want to speak on that until I have a Four of Swords there too, so it could mean that somebody was, it's kind of a weird way to see that, but when I see the Knight of Wands, that's like quick, you know, but when I see the, it could be that like somebody had an actual long passing, like that they were sick for a long time, like with cancer or something like that, or, but then, you know, they pass and it causes you heartbreak, but there's some truth in knowing that they're not suffering anymore, something of this sort. I do feel like there's some truth here about you recognizing the ways you're emotionally or spiritually unfulfilled this month and what your options are to deal with that, okay? And some kind of truth, yeah, that is illuminating to you, or like you get a lot of joy. I feel like there's a lot of working with yourself to recognize certain truths at this time about rejection, whether they're your own feelings of rejection or wherever you're emotionally or spiritually unfulfilled, that you definitely only want things that are going to fulfill that, and starting with you first, something like this. Okay, and I feel like, you know, you're really training internally for that. Okay, whether it's preparation of a new relationship or something of this sort. Hold on. Holy shit. Yeah, for those of you that are going through a divorce that have a child, especially if they're an air sign that you're worried about, I see that as a possibility for some of you, having to do with a child that's an air sign, that you're worried about their independence, or you're worried about somebody that left quickly or you leaving quickly. And there's some sadness over that, okay? I usually don't interpret this. When I do the other reading, I will usually, I don't know why I'm getting so many messages on this, like down here, because usually this is just for like health and like intro. This is on my other extended reads. I get that I do this a lot more, but on this bottom line, but not usually on this one, and you're the only one that this has happened with. But I feel as if there's some sort of breakup that happens fast, or there's some sort of thing with like a child or a parent, okay, and some sort of separation here, okay, and it may happen quickly. All right, I'm sorry if that's the case, and I do see some mourning with it, but I also, hold on. Yeah, and now I have a message here, like that one of these messages on the right has to do with death and births. So again, I feel like some of you I feel as if I'm going to tell you this like message that I told myself when I lost my father, and that was the joy of having him would always outshine the pain I had to go through in losing him. Not everyone can say that, you know, and certainly he wasn't a perfect man. He made plenty of mistakes, but he was a jolly man and he had a beautiful heart. And I was blessed to have had a father like that, because a lot of things about me internally I've gotten from my parents, and I consider them gifts, you know, that I treasure. So I don't know if you're going through old sadness from that, or something happens quickly that's like an independence move, and there's like some sort of letter about it. Somebody's moving, somebody's leaving, or you are, and it happens fast. Now for some of you, you could be pregnant. You could get pregnant after somebody dies. I don't know why I'm getting all these messages with you, but this could happen. And if it does, obviously it's meant to be. And there's stuff here about births and deaths and like keys on a tree. So I don't know if you end up having a child that reminds you of somebody that was lost, or they say something that's so specifically unique, a child that you meet or something like this, that it's serendipitous in some way or another. That could be the case. There's some real stuff here. And I do see some sadness here, but let me see something real quick. Give me this. The Page of Swords has popped up like 5 times in your reading. which is a lot. So either there's a lot of news and communications going on, which can absolutely happen. Which can absolutely happen. Give me this Page of Swords. Now, it could be that you're thinking about somebody that you're holding on to, that you're watching from the sidelines, that you don't have anymore, or that you missed. This could be a parent or something else, okay? Or about the loss of a pregnancy, or dealings with a child, or something of this sort. Something from when you were a child. But I feel like you are gaining your independence from that. And there's something here about timing, divine timing. And I feel like this is going to kick off when Jupiter moves from the 7th into the 8th house, okay? So back into Aries. This could get stronger when it moves back into Aries. I'm going to do a new moon reading. Definitely check your other readings and your other placements. But there's something here about something meant to be, okay? And you may need to move quickly towards your independence to get that. And I see you doing that, okay? All right? I see a sort of truth here. Hold on. What's this 4 Cups? Justice and Temperance. There may be like a reconciliation or something that did not happen here that you were hoping for with your marriage, if that's the case, or with a parent or somebody very, very important here, or you know, but something here comes in for you that's a truth that is honed about something that's gone on, and it winds up being good, because I have like a ton of happiness stuff here, okay? But I feel like you're running out of patience for something that you really want at the same time, and you just need to stick with it a little bit longer. I don't know if it's like a baby or if it's new love or what it is here, but there's something here where you're like running out of patience. And then that might be you riding your own ass, okay, internally. Don't be so hard on yourself. I don't see a reason for there to be here, okay? I really don't. You know, some of you, you know, could be dealing with Sagittarius, or this could be some stuff that pops off around the time of that new moon, okay? But I already went over that. Let me pull one other thing here. Give me the Temperance here. Temperance has also popped up in almost every lane that you've had. Some of you may be lying about how you feel about somebody, or be ready for a love relationship again, or something like this, or you're running out of patience to do with something where somebody wronged you. I do feel like if you are leaving a relationship that you really won't be able to stand it any longer, and probably break up over the holiday. If you're hoping to wait till after the holidays, I don't know if you're going to make it. Sorry. If that's you, all right? But for others, I see like some sort of emotional manipulation here in the past that happened quickly, that you just have no patience for, and you're processing your anger about it. You're processing your anger about it, okay? And it may be that you're processing your anger about the loss of a relationship, okay? That was of some significance, where somebody left quickly or something like this, okay? Or you have to do this and you're feeling guilty. And so I do see some sadness, but I see that like the timing is right here, all right? And I see like a lot of karma, so which is, you know, bringing up some issues of Venus and of Saturn for me, for you, okay? Let me just take a quick look at something. Yeah, these may come to like being or be heightened around the time of the 23rd and or 2 weeks afterwards. I feel like that's also possibly an intense but good time, okay? Not just because it's the holidays, but because some things kind of might pop off at that time. New seeds start, but whatever it is, it's something that's brewing in the background now that may have really come about around the 7th or 8th, okay? Let me just see something really quickly. You're going to have a freaking hotbed of activity in freaking your romance and children house. You're going to be really active with your kids or some shit like that later in the month, in the 2 weeks that follow, because you just have a plethora of planets in Capricorn. Okay, so definitely check your other placements if you are a, if you do not have a rising that's a Virgo. Obviously, I interpret these like you would a regular horoscope when I don't know your sun, moon, rising. Okay, but you know, even still, you know, I'm a Virgo sun, and I'm not a Virgo rising, and I can still read. You know, when I always read my sun, moon, rising if I'm ever reading a horoscope, but you have a freaking battery of planets in Cappy. And there are new beginnings right at this 4th, 5th house cusp line for you. So I feel like they're going to be pretty freaking foundational. If you meet somebody, that person may wind up being a lot more significant than you believe that they are. And you also may meet somebody that's like you're highly freaking attracted to. Like to the point of obsession. Something of this sort. Looks pretty damn hot. Okay? I don't know. And like Capricorn's not always like a sign that you think of as like, I don't know, a lot of fire, but there's a lot of energy in there, okay? Even though Mars is not, it's just a shit ton of other planets, all right? Some of you may have like some sort of run-in or some sort of reprocess here that's kind of big, but something pretty damn good is coming in on that. Okay, give me some advice. I gotta move on. I gotta do these others. Hermit. There you are. Son of Swords. 2 of Cups. If there's somebody you have your eye on, you need to fucking go after it. Like, what are you waiting on? Okay? There's some sort of swift communication that needs to take place in a 2-partner relationship. Okay, because this is you. The Hermit is you. Give me the Son of Swords. You need to move quick if you want a victory. I don't know if you guys... Yeah. You need to move quick if you want a victory having to do with the 2 of Cups. To bring an offer. I don't know. It may be like a tangible offer, like a trip or something. Okay, now some of you may have a potential new partnership or contract to do with work that would be very victorious for you. And you should not delay too long saying yes, something like this. If you want to try it, don't, you know, so you try it and it doesn't work out. What have you lost? Nothing, you know? Okay, I'll see you later, Virgo. I love you guys.